All right. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing. 4, 5, 6. I almost forgot my numbers for a second. I almost forgot how to count, people. But what's going on, people? What's up? What's happening, y'all? Can you all see me? But most importantly, and I did not mute myself this time, can you all hear me? What's going on, people? What's up? What's happening, y'all? Let me know down below in the comment section how that audio be sounding. Everything sound good? Is it comfortable? Do you guys got to put your volume up on your end? Let me know so I can adjust some things. And I'm seeing a lot of the homies in the chat already. Oh, y'all came through early today. What is going on? What is going on, man? What is going on? This is wild, man. We got the whole squad here tonight. That's what I'm talking about. Just let me pop out this chat right quick. The audio is indeed working. Awesome. I appreciate that. Shout out to the homies going down the list. We had Ghost Fixer, first person in the stream. Shout out to Ryan, Harrison, Aaron Stallings, Snorlax. We got Alan, Reed94. Oh, I'm seeing all the homies in tonight. We got Brad, Dimwit Monkey. Let's see who else we got in here. We got E-Man Animates. We got Leo. I actually waited to attend one of these streams. Oh, that is awesome, E-Man. Well, I'm happy to see you here, man. Happy to see you here. I'm going to get to all the questions y'all have asked in a second. Oh, we got the homie Pierre in the chat. We got K-Cube. We got Marcus. Oh, Marcus Dorotell already making it rain, and the stream just started. I don't even think I was in the room for that one. I actually went downstairs to procure myself a beverage, because you know these streams go for like 80 hours, man. Let's see who else. Shout out. We got Rescue Squad. We got Afrani. We got Angelo. We got Jim. The homie Asbel Launt. Let's see who else we got in here. Corey Gryffindor. Let's see if Corey Gryffindor's on some fuck shit. And yes, he is already on some fuck shit. The stream just started and he's like, sup nerds, weebs, and male lovers. Man, I haven't done one of these in 2 weeks, and this is how you know you're in for an Ask Neo, man. It's like 2 minutes in and people already talking about mayonnaise. I think y'all got me confused for one Randall Thor 19, but that's neither here nor there. Oh, and then we got my homie Havoc in the chat. What's up? Fear no hate. What's cracking, brother? We got Light 20. What happened to the other 19 people? I gotta wonder. Let's see. We got CPK. We got Oblivion. We got Silver Wolf. What's up, Silver Wolf? We got Patrick. We got Louis or Louise, depending on what your pronunciation is. You gotta let me know down below, Louis or Louise. I don't know. The crazy thing is, man, like most of the time I pronounce it Luis, but a lot of my homies be like, nah, man, my name is Louis, and I'm like, all right, then your name is Louis. Oh, we got Nikkei in the chat. We got Flame. We got Janisu. We got Brozy. And again, I apologize if I'm mispronouncing any of y'all's names. You know, it's just par for the course with this YouTube shit. We got Brawls. We got Angry Follower. Damn, why are you so angry, bro? But he says, first time on a live stream, your videos are fire. Oh, I appreciate that. So I guess you're not all that angry. We got NKDN. And yeah, I'm pretty much caught up. So, you know, we're just going to dive straight into this, you guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the comeback episode of Ask Neo, man. I took a little bit of a break for the past 2 weeks. The beginning of August stream, I'm just gonna be honest with you guys, it was a very, very, very busy week for me out here in the real, so I didn't really have much of the energy to muster to do an Ask Neo, so I decided to take that weekend off. And then, of course, last weekend was the Suicide Squad, so I got together with a lot of the homies in New York City, and we just had a good time. But more on that later, you guys. Ask Neo, as you guys should know by now, but we got a lot of new people tuning in for the very first time, which is awesome. Ask Neo is my Q&A series where you guys ask me questions and I answer them to the best of my ability. We don't really have a type of flow or structure. It's just a bunch of dudes, dudettes, nerds hanging out here, and hopefully none of y'all bully me over one comment I made about mayonnaise. Not even that long ago, but yeah, people still don't let me live that shit down. Shout out to everybody who is tuning in. If you guys are enjoying the live stream, make sure you guys hit that like button. It helps out the channel tremendously, helps set this stream, send it out to the ether, so we can get a lot of new people in this little weirdo family of ours that happens to just bully Neo 24/7. But other than that, how have you guys been? How's everything been? You know what I'm saying? These gaming streets have been quite lively over the past couple of weeks. We've got a lot of games to play, which is very strange for the summer season. Normally summer is reserved for, you know, spending a lot of time clearing out our backlog, but there just seems to be a bunch of games dropping left and right, man. And one thing I love about all the games that have been dropping is that they're games that I probably, if I'm just being real, you guys know this, I wouldn't have checked out if it was like a heavier gaming load year. You know what I'm saying? Like if this was, you know, like 2019 or 2017 where you have bangers left, right, and center, I probably would have skipped some of these games. But I mean, just looking at what we've had recently, Death's Door, which is, I mean, I don't need to say much else about this. I'm on the final boss right now, and it kills me that I'm on the final boss right now because that game is so fucking good. Who in the chat has played Death's Door? Anyone here pick that game up? It's on Xbox, it's on PC. Fantastic freaking game, man. I mean, I've spent a lot of money in my days, but that is probably the best $15 I've ever spent on a game on day one. It's just that friggin' good, man. So I've been playing through that in addition to, I just started up another run of Hades. Now, I played Hades last year. I got it on the Switch. But considering it was dropping on Xbox and PlayStation, I'm just like, fuck it, let me just do another playthrough. Look at all this crispy 4K goodness. And, you know, I only did the prologue scenario, so I'm not even that far into the game. But Hades is a fantastic experience. It's the perfect pick up and play kind of game for me. I'm not too big into roguelikes, but, you know, something about Hades just hits, man. It just hits in a way that Returnal doesn't. Even though Returnal, when it works, Returnal is a great game. Just my biggest issues with it was the fact that trying to play that shit at launch was damn near impossible. But I've since gone back to Returnal in the past week or so to get past the other biomes, and it's a good game, man. It's a really good game. I just wish I had this good of an experience when I played it on launch. So yeah, I mean, as far as like the game, damn, you guys are making it rain in the club like I'm a cheap ass $2 home on Tuesdays. What is going on? So you know what? We might as well just tackle that shit right now. Super chats, yes. If you guys haven't seen all the myriad of crazy money things popping up on screen, but yeah, super chats are a way if you guys really do want your question to be answered on screen. Because you know I try my best to scroll and blast. Super chats is the best way. You know, it helps the channel out, and then by helping the channel out, it helps produce more videos and all that yada 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 shtick. Everything gets invested back into the channel. But you know, we might as well just dive into these super chats because you guys have been waiting long enough. So we're gonna dive into the first one from the homie Marcus Doyle Terrell, and he's one thing I love about Marcus is that he always, even though this is primarily a gaming channel, I mean we talk about everything, you know, anime, manga, things like that. But we what's it called? every now and then we do discuss like things out here in the real, because, you know, like gaming is great and everything, but we are all human beings and we all go through stuff. So one thing I like about Marcus is that he has questions for every scenario, and let's see what he's got for us today. All right, have a scenario for you. It's the fall season. You noticed everybody you know is in relationships. You randomly get a text from an ex that you went through a lot with. Do you return the text or ignore? Okay, so this is a very good question, and what I'm going to do for this one is I want to get y'all's input on this. So Marcus asked us, you know, it's the fall season, aka cuffing season, where everyone is just bored out of their minds. The weather is not that great, so everybody's indoors, and when you're indoors and you can't really do that much stuff, you get lonely. Now, for most of us gamers, that's not a big deal at all, because hey, more time to play video games and you don't got to worry about Mr. Sun fucking blaring down on you? Oh, absolutely, I'll stay my ass indoors. But you get a text from one of your exes. Ooh, and you went through some shit with them. Do you return the text or ignore? Now, here's the thing. Honestly, I'm gonna say it depends on the history that you have with that ex, because I got a text from my ex not last fall, but last winter. And, you know, it was really interesting because we decided to, you know, chop things up. We went out a few times just to catch up to see how things have been. And, I mean, we still keep in contact to this day, not necessarily in a, like, hey, let's get back together kind of way, but in a way that, okay, we check in with each other, see how we're doing. Because even though the relationship didn't work out, we both have mutual respect for one another. Now, mind you, I totally agree that that is the exception, not the rule. Most people out there, oh, by the way, I should have asked this earlier. How are the audio levels with the music going in the background? It's not overpowering my voice, is it? Just want to make sure before we get 2 hours into the stream and then I listen to it again and I'm just like, oh, good God. Oh, good God. But just how is everything, you guys? Everything sounding nice and leveled? Because I just want it to be ambiance in the background. Not like it's supposed to have its own, you know, role to play in the show. All right, Patrick says it's smooth. Okay. And I poured way too much seltzer in this thing, so it started to leak. Oh my God. Jesus. Well, at least that happened at the beginning of the stream. It'll give my pants time to dry. Everything sounds good? All good. Sounds like something from Shampoo. Hey, that's one of my favorite shows. But no, it's actually not. This is, if you guys want to check this out for yourself, the title of the video is Jubilant Day Upbeat Lo-Fi Hip Hop Mix. And that's the type of music I like to listen to in the background whenever, you know, someone I like is streaming. I usually like this kind of music because I know sometimes people play really upbeat anime music or blaring video game music, and that's cool, but sometimes you just want to come and chill, you know what I'm saying? But back to what Marcus was saying, I mean, honestly, I feel it depends on the person. I mean, I have had good relationships with my exes in the past. So yeah, I'll return the text. And another thing I think a lot of people need to realize is, depending on what relationship you had with that person, like if it went terribly wrong, if it was horrible, horrific, like they cheated on you or just whatever happened, I can understand not returning a text. But if it just didn't work out because of XYZ, there's no harm in returning a text. If anything, I view that as a sign of growth, that you can communicate with somebody even though you had bad history with them. You don't need to be the same old, you don't need to treat them like you did when you were in the relationship, but you can just treat them as a civil human being, where they're like, hey, how you doing? And you'll be like, I'm doing good. And that's it. Sometimes those are all the answers you need to give them. We got a $5 super check again coming in from Marcus. What do you want from the future of the Star Wars franchise? Also, why do you think Solo, a Star Wars movie, flopped at the box office? Okay, so let's talk about Solo for a second. I make no type of, I don't try to hide the fact that I was not a big fan of the Han Solo movie that Disney put out. Honestly, going into it, I feel like if they were going to do a Han Solo movie, it should have been done in the 90s, because the Han Solo character, I'm just going to be real. Without Harrison Ford, there is no Han Solo. There isn't. It's why he doesn't really exist outside of, at least entertainment wise. I mean, obviously there are books and comics, but in the realm of live action, in the realm of TV, in the realm of whatever, no one has ever played Han Solo other than Harrison Ford. And there's a reason why, because Harrison Ford, That's literally him with that character. I mean, so much of Han's mannerisms is actually Harrison Ford. So when they're going out there and they're saying, okay, we're going to do a Han Solo prequel with a younger actor, I was like, oh God, already right there, that was a red flag. That was red flag number one. Red flag number two, the actor that they had chosen, I'm already forgetting his name, the guy who wasn't Anthony Gruber, which if they were going to do a prequel movie about Han Solo, why not get a guy that can do a really good impression of Han Solo? I mean, it's just right then and there. Oh, but he's not the greatest actor in the world. I mean, they want a great Hollywood star. Okay, so they got this guy who really isn't a great Hollywood star to play Han Solo, Harrison Ford. You get what I'm saying? It's like, if you have to pick and choose between two people who can't act, give me the one who can actually do a great Harrison Ford impression. And Anthony Gruber has since shown that he's a good actor. So it's kind of like, wow, Disney. They went with this guy who I don't know what they saw in him. I don't know what Kathleen Kennedy saw in him. I don't understand that. Third, the choice of directors. They hired Phil Lord and Chris Miller to direct the movie. Now, here's the thing. Those guys are pretty damn good. I mean, if you guys have seen any of the stuff that they've worked on, they are a pretty comedic duo. They can do a lot of good stuff. But having them do a Han Solo movie was kind of strange. Like, yeah, you want to have comedic elements, that's fine, but like, would you really want a comedy duo to do that? But the one thing that kind of kept me, I had a little bit more hope was the fact that Captain America: The Winter Soldier, Avengers: Infinity War, Endgame, Captain America: Civil War, that was done by the Russo brothers, and they came from doing years of Community. So it's like, okay, maybe this will be their turn. Maybe they can show that they can make a great, swashbuckling adventure with comedic elements. Obviously, it didn't go according to plan, considering they got fired halfway through filming, which is so fucking weird. And then they brought in Ron Howard to remake the movie, if you will. And as you could surmise, it was just an absolute train wreck. It was a disaster. The biggest crime of that movie is not the fact that it was like terrible. It's just that nothing in this movie really added anything to the Star Wars lore. I mean, sure, you have like a Darth Maul cameo. And you have like certain aspects that they've since expanded upon, but I could watch that movie and get absolutely nothing from it. Like, I could go, if they were to tell me you have to fantasize on how Han met Chewie, or you could see it in this really bad movie, I'll take my fantasy of how Han met Chewie versus seeing that again, because it just didn't add anything to the mythos. It didn't justify its existence. Like, to this day, I'm wondering, like, what do we really gain from this? They haven't used anything from that movie in terms of like bringing the actors back into new projects and new properties. I mean, maybe they might bring back the younger Han Solo in like the Disney Plus shows, if that. But yeah, to me, it just felt like a colossal waste of time. I mean, it like this type of story should have been done in the 90s under a different leadership than what we got. And now we just have to live with this movie that just exists in Star Wars lore. But yeah, that's personally why I didn't like the movie. Why it flopped at the box office. I like to say it was a lot of those reasons. In addition to, somebody is calling me right now. Of course, it always happens during the stream. But we are going to mute this. I think it was probably because like word of mouth of the movie wasn't the greatest. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't like, oh, yo, I saw that Solo Star Wars movie, you need to go see it. Because people really underestimate how important word of mouth is when it comes to movies folks are on the fence about. So that's part of the reason. In addition to I like to say the backlash from The Last Jedi. I think that definitely played a role for a lot of Star Wars fans. Even though I've come to terms with the fact that Last Jedi is a Star Wars movie that existed. I think it does a lot of things right. Some things not so much. It is very evident that a lot of people didn't like that movie. Which, obviously, as you can surmise, putting that movie out and then not even 6 months later, you have another Star Wars movie. People are going to be very skeptical. And then, let's just be honest, a Han Solo prequel movie not starring Harrison Ford. Come on now. Now, as far as what I want to see in the future of Star Wars, I want to see them get away from the Luke Skywalker storyline. Listen, I love Luke and his gang of characters as much as everybody. I love the battle between the Empire and the Rebel scum. I love all this stuff, but this has been the same shit we've been seeing for 40 years, man. 40 years now. I'm talking specifically for the movies, TV shows, things of that ilk. Now, obviously in the comics and in the books, they've gone and developed the entire universe, which is fantastic. But every single time that we get a piece of live action media property, or even the cartoons, it's just around that sort of Luke Skywalker era, which I understand for marketing purposes. I understand that they want to go ahead and do those things. But Star Wars, in my honest opinion, some of the best stories have come when we get away from that type of era, like the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 type of era. Like when you started getting into new stories with the characters, like I'm talking about the Timothy Zahn Thrawn books from way back when. Yes, that was still Luke Skywalker, but it was new development. It was new content. It was new things being added to the canon. Like, to me, what Disney's been doing for the past like 6 years has just been like, okay, we have this era. Let's see how much we can milk from this period in time. And sometimes we get really good things like The Mandalorian, like Clone Wars. But then most of the time, it's just shit that, like, did you really need to do this? Like Solo, a Star Wars story. Like, nobody needs to see that shit. So I want to see things that have the Star Wars name, but they don't have any type of relation to Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader. Oh my God, we got to get the plans to blow up the Death Star. I want to see more than that stuff. Which is what we're getting with this these new Disney Plus shows. They're experimenting with Star Wars anime. They have the new High Republic era that's been going on. But if I'm being real, I'm an old head, man. I loved the Star Wars Old Republic stuff. I loved all of that stuff. It's like literally that's the type of content that people have been dreaming of in live action for the past 20 years. And it's just they don't want to do it. They don't want to give us those kind of stories. So fingers crossed, as we move away from this type of era and we get into different shit, we might see that stuff. But that's what I want to see. That's what I want to see the most. Oh man, we're not even like half an hour into the stream and we already got about this. We already got a discussion about the Star Wars stuff. But yeah, the Star Wars Legends canon. I mean, I'll be honest. A lot of it was not good. There was a lot of stories that were just like, whoa, okay, I can see why Disney made this non-canon. But when it was really good, like, I'm gonna be real, some of the new stuff they've been coming out with has not touched the old canon, especially Thrawn, Grand Admiral Thrawn. Now, here's the thing. I think that when we do eventually see Thrawn make his live action debut, I think it'll be better than what we saw in Star Wars Rebels. Because Thrawn in Rebels was cool, but it was a kid's show, so it was nerfed. So we didn't get that type of Thrawn character that we could have gotten if, let's say, for example, they did a whole Heir to the Empire live action series. That type of Thrawn that makes people go, yo, he could stand toe to toe with Vader as far as like character presence and impact. So yeah, I really hope that going forward they do tell those kind of stories, because if it's just more of the same, you know what it does at the end of the day, as we stay in this Luke Skywalker era, it makes the universe smaller. It does. Like imagine if like, let's say for example, they were coming out with actually I don't even have to give it like a made up example. I could just give an example. Like what Marvel is doing with Spider-Man in the MCU, right? How somehow everything is brought back to fucking Tony Stark with Spider-Man. It's like, dude, Spider-Man is his own character. Get Tony Stark the fuck out of there, man. Like, we don't need this all the time. Oh, man. Okay, but anyways, I'm gonna go through these super chats right quick, and then we're gonna go back to the regular general questions. $5 super chat coming in from, damn, Marcus asking all these relationship questions. That's what I love to see. That's what I love to see. Okay, so before that, we got $2 super chat coming in from Flame. Yo, Neo, just saying, Scarlet Nexus was fun to play. You know, I almost had a mini heart attack, Flame, because I could have sworn you were gonna leave a trolling comment with this super chat, man. Because one thing for a lot of the new people who don't know, Flame is, I don't know the best way to describe Flame, but Flame is, he's a character. He's very much so a character trolling all the streams. But in all seriousness, he's a good dude. He's a real good dude. And yeah, Scarlet Nexus, he got through it. He finished the campaign. That is awesome, man. Scarlet Nexus is a fun game. I enjoyed my time with it. Not as much as a lot of other people out there. I know people were really big on this game. Even some people who have never played games in the genre, like, yo, this is fire. Which I'm like, oh, that's awesome. But You know what it is? It's a lesson in growth that sometimes if a game doesn't click for you, that doesn't mean it's a bad game, you know, because there's going to be a lot of people who enjoy it, and that's fine. I'm sure everybody, do you guys have a game out there that even if, like, let's say, for example, you hear everyone talk about it, it's great, and you could acknowledge that it's great, it just doesn't click for you? Like, that was Scarlet Nexus for me. Scarlet Nexus is fun. Like, I liked the combat and everything, but I feel as if so much of that game was missing in terms of, like, they got one thing really good and they did it well, and then everything else is kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the story, his presentation, the level design, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure everybody has a game like that. Okay, so $5 super chat coming in from Marcus. At this point in your life, are you more of a hookup culture or do you want a stable relationship? At this point in my life, bro, I'm just chilling. I'm not really gonna say that I'm in my hookup culture phase. I'm not saying that I do want a relationship. Right now, I'm just enjoying myself, man. I'm enjoying my life, working towards my goals, dreams, aspirations, and getting back to doing what I want to do. You know, I was in a relationship for 2.5 years, and that was a good relationship. You know, it had its ups and downs, yada, yada, yada. But one thing that I really missed throughout the relationship was I didn't really have a lot of time for myself, because, you know, I was working 2 jobs at the time because I was saving up to buy a new car and everything. So the time that I spent away from work, it was divvied up between relationships, family, and of course, you know, like the gym and everything. But I really, like, when I was out of the relationship last summer, it was just an eye-opening experience. Like, oh my god, I have all this time back, holy shit. And that's one thing I've really enjoyed. So I'm not necessarily saying I don't want a relationship right now. It would just have to be with the right person. It would have to be somebody who has their shit together or is in the process of getting their shit together, and someone who's not going to get on me for okay, I'll dive into a little bit of what happened in my last relationship and why it didn't work. I spent a lot of time having to explain myself on certain things. Like, let's say, for example, you know, we have our set day or two where we hang out, we do date nights and yada, yada, yada. But all the other days throughout the week, we're both busy because we're both working. And, you know, me being the person I am, I have these hobbies. I play video games. I do YouTube videos. Like, all that takes up time. And so explaining that to somebody who in the beginning, they said they understand it, but when push comes to shove and, you know, you need to spend time streaming or spend time editing videos, they're like, oh, you're not prioritizing me as much. And I kind of got tired of having to explain it. It's like, no, it's not that I'm blowing you off for this stuff. It's literally, this is one of my passions, my hobbies, and I give you your time, but realize that, you know, we're not married. You don't have a ring on your finger. We don't live together. So obviously there's going to be situations where we hang out like 5 times a week. And then the next week, because there's a game I want to play, we might only hang out twice a week. You get what I'm saying? So that was one of the big deal breakers for me, amongst other things, which, you know, I've talked about before. But I just don't want to deal with again, because like there's so much worse shit I could be doing right now. You know what I'm saying? I could be legit lying to my girl, cheating on her, saying I'm not cheating. You know, like there's a bunch of crazy shit that's been going down. Brothers in the streets. There's a lot of shit happening. So for me to have to explain myself, or it's like, yo, you know where I'm at 24/7. Don't get on my case. Until I find someone who's not gonna be like that, I'm cool, man. I'm cool with, you know, just hanging out, taking women on dates, doing that stuff. But more power to the people who can, you know, like choose one or the other. Like one of my boys, he's like, yeah, I'm never getting married, man. He's a player. He's just doing his thing, man. And I'm like, hey, you know what, you do you, bro. And then there's a lot of people out there. It's so funny now because a lot of my friends are getting married now, and they're in the process of getting married or having kids. And here's Chris just being the single dude taking trips, living his best life. I mean, that's just me, man. That's just me. Oh man. So as you guys can see, we go all over the place when it comes down to topics. Blowing you off. Damn, Neo, didn't know you swung that way. Jason, shut up, man. Yeah. Oh, the homie Bond is in the chat. 90% of conversations with women are you explaining yourself or why. what they're saying or doing that makes no sense. Yeah, and that's the thing, bro. I mean, I don't want to have to deal with that shit, bro. I don't want to have to deal with that shit, man. It's like, yo, my bills is paid. We doing our thing. Like, don't police me, man. I don't police you. One of your boys. So Black Bond. I don't know. Let Bond comment that shit for himself. Oh, but how's everybody doing? How's y'all's Saturday evenings going? How's y'all's weeks been, man? My week was pretty fucking good. I'm not even gonna lie, you guys. My brother brought the cat over, so I've been cat daddy for the past couple days. And I don't know. I don't know, you guys. I might have to adopt a kitten my damn self, bro. I've always been a dog person. Always been a dog person more than cats. But man, something about this cat, man. He's just so special, bro. I might have to get myself a cat. And watch I get a cat. It's gonna be the most antisocial cat in the world. Anybody have cats who just had this revelation themselves? Like, yeah, I'll never get a cat. And then you have a cat in your presence and you're like, okay, you're pretty cool. Alrighty. Okay. Let's see. Okay. All right. Again, $5 super chat from Marcus. Do you think it's normal to still have love for an ex? I had to say goodbye to one over a year ago and have moved on, but I got love for her, you know? Is that weird? No, that's not weird at all, man. I'm a firm believer that if the relationship was really good and it just didn't work out because of, let's say, you know, you got a job across the country and you don't want to do long distance, or let's just say you guys were together for too long and you were in a relationship at like a young age, and then as you got older you became different people. Like, if it's something that's like non-toxic, then I think, yeah, you can still have love for somebody. Like my recent ex who I have, I'll always have love for this person, like till the day I die, man. Like, sure, the relationship did not work out and there was a lot of things that, you know, still hurt from it. I know they're genuinely a good person, and, you know, like, I check in on them from time to time, checking on family, and that's perfectly okay, man. It means you're human, you know. I don't think there's anything wrong with wanting to cut out toxic people, and at the same time being with somebody who it just didn't work out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been in situations where I've had to leave jobs because I've gotten better opportunities. But that's nothing negative about the job I was at the time. And every now and then I hit up the manager, see how they're doing, see how their family's doing. So yeah, that's perfectly fine, dude. Neo, I must say, you looking a little stoned. Oh no, I actually haven't done anything yet. I save those for after the streams. That's my way to wind down after the night. And I know there's a bunch of people watching this chat learning a lot of things about Neo today. Like, I did not get this on that Xbox Game Pass video. Like, that's the funniest thing. That's the funniest thing, man. The funniest thing, people, like, when they see me and everything and they see how I am, they're just like, how you are in your videos, I never would have expected this is how you are in the real life. And I'm like, yeah, because you only see one side of me on YouTube videos, and then when you guys get the streams, you see more of how I am. But everything is always within a bubble. You know what I'm saying? Like, even now, if this is your first interaction with me on the live streams, you might be like, oh, I think I know how Neo is. But until you actually see someone in the, like, that's why I always say, I love going to conventions for the sole reason of meeting new people. Because when you meet new people, or you meet people online, it's just so much fun because you guys are literally in such an opportune environment for debauchery, and it's just so much freaking fun. I've met a lot of subscribers that way. It's great, man. I met a subscriber one time and he was just like, yo, man, you want to come back to my hotel room and smoke? I was like, okay, I trust you because you're verified on Twitter, so okay. It's fucking crazy, you guys. It's fucking insane. All right. Oh man. Yo, yeah, Jason knows me. Me and Amazing JD hung out in the city last week. Yo, we got, man, tequila shots. That's all I can say. All right, so, oh, and shout out to all the new people who've been joining in between the stream. I always keep forgetting to say that shit, but shout out to you guys. Hope you guys are enjoying the stream. If you're enjoying the stream, make sure y'all hit that like button. Helps out the channel tremendously. Okay, so I think this is the last one for Marcus for a while. $5 super chat from Marcus. What was your opinion of The Suicide Squad? In my opinion, it's the best DC movie since The Dark Knight. I hope DC can keep up with this type of movie quality. Yeah, you know, going into The Suicide Squad, I already knew I was going to enjoy it because I'm a big fan of James Gunn. I love what he did with Guardians. I really enjoyed Slither. He's a good director in my book. So seeing that he was doing another ensemble movie, but with no type of like restrictions, like DC and Warner Bros. Just wrote him a blank check, just like, please, we need a W, James Gunn. He's like, I got the W for you. And yeah, I really enjoyed The Suicide Squad, just because its premise is just so simple, man. So simple. It doesn't need to have this crazy narrative. You don't need to make it an origin story. It's just simple, you know. Here is your assignment, you group of, you know, like convicts. Go ahead and do this. Take care of it. And along the way, like with Guardians of the Galaxy, it's just this ragtag group of people that you end up falling in love with, man. Like, such relatable characters in the weirdest of ways. Like, I never thought in my wildest imagination Ratcatcher #2 or Polka Dot Man would be some of my favorite characters on screen, and yet here we are, man, alongside Hand King Shark. So yeah, a lot of that movie was great. James Gunn's style is on full display with this one. And yeah, it's a fantastic movie. I really enjoyed it. I will be buying it on 4K Blu-ray. It is a shame, though, that the box office returns do not reflect it, and there's a myriad of reasons. I mean, COVID is still a thing. The HBO Max situation, it's R-rated, so it does suck that it wasn't. Had it not been the pandemic, I definitely think this could have crossed like $1 billion. But you know, it is what it is. Every single movie nowadays, you got to look at 2020, 2021, and heck, even like 2022 movies in a vacuum. Like, would these movies have done better had it not been for the pandemic? I think everybody will agree to that. But I think most of the top brass at DC knows that. It's not the fact that the movie was R-rated that made it tank. It was a lot of other factors. So yeah, DC, they have a good track record so far. Granted, all of these movies are, how do I say this? Like, there's still no universe at DC, if you get what I'm saying. It's like we have Joker come out, and that's an Elseworld story, so it's not connected. And then we have The Suicide Squad, which is a quasi reboot, if you get what I mean. And then, like, it's just like you have all these random movies going around that don't really tie into each other, and at the same time they kind of do because they have some characters coming over. But I think the days of us getting a coherent DC universe a la Marvel, where it's like, okay, we're doing this Batman movie, but hey, here's a cameo from Superman, or here's Diana, or whatever reason. I don't think we're going to get that with DC, because they've just fucked the bag so bad, and it's just not... Sans a hard reboot, there's no way they're ever going to make this shit work. So I think the only thing we can expect out of DC is just good movies. You know, we're not going to get the superhero team-ups that we've always wanted. We're not going to get the insanely underrated Batman-Superman brotherly dynamic. We're not going to get any of that. All we can expect is to get good movies starring Polka Dot Man. That's all it is, unfortunately. It's kind of depressing, but many things at DC are depressing. Many things. Okay, so let's see. Okay, from Marcus again. How would you make a live-action Dragon Ball movie? Who do you want to write, produce, direct, and star in it? So this is kind of a hard question, bro, because as the more and more time passes, when it comes to these kind of projects, it's kind of hard to pick and choose who would be the best for what. Because sometimes you have a person like James Gunn come out of nowhere, and he's like, I want to do Guardians of the Galaxy. And he did Guardians of the Galaxy. So I think all it takes is just having somebody, whether they are A-list talent or whether they're just some dude sitting in their bedroom live streaming right now, to just write a script. Or if they have a vision and if they can collaborate with people to make those sort of things, then that's all it really takes. So I don't have anybody in mind in terms of, oh, who I want to play Goku or who I want to do the score, because it could literally come from anywhere. But I think the important thing to see with Dragon Ball, and like any other adaptation, is I don't need the movie to be a one-to-one adaptation. I do not need to see the exact same story that I read as a kid. What I need is to see somebody who can adhere to the source material by capturing the spirit of the story. Because as I'm sure you guys have noticed with all of these like Marvel and DC movies, even the really good ones, a lot of them don't follow the source material 100%. That's impossible. However, they're able to capture the core essence of what makes those stories great. And they're able to break down the characters on why they work in one medium and transfer that into another. And I think that's what we need for Dragon Ball. Like, I don't need them to, if they want to age up Goku, they can age up Goku. Fine. I don't care. They can change the story. They can tell different, like, they can do different things with the story, but provided that it's still this, like, provided it still feels like Dragon Ball, and I don't watch somebody making another movie and then just putting a Dragon Ball skin over it and saying, oh, this is Dragon Ball, I think we're going to be okay. But until that day, I don't know. Like, most live action anime is just kind of, they keep trying to make this shit work, but they get like D-level talent to produce it. I mean, every now and then we get some good shit, like the Rurouni Kenshin movies, but more often than not, we get things like the Netflix Death Note movies, or those godforsaken Attack on Titan movies. Jesus Christ! Like, how do you fuck up Attack on Titan? It's the Titans are a backdrop to the commentary about humanity. How do you not get the core essence of humanity right? Anyways, moving right along. Okay, $25 super chat coming in from Silverwolf26. You playing that Tales of Arise demo next week, or are you still going in blind? Also, I finally got a PS5 and I beat the Yuffie DLC. Well, congratulations to you, Silverwolf, on copping a PS5. Dude, anytime a person can cop a next generation console, I think that is a major W. Whether it's Xbox or PlayStation, because man, this shit ain't looking good, man. I remember how all of us were like optimistically thinking, yeah, you know, in the like beginning of 2021, we're gonna start seeing next gen consoles on the shelf, and look at us. Fucking look at us. It is August. We are halfway through August, and we are no closer to getting these consoles on the store shelves. Unless it's the Xbox Series S. Because apparently people don't want that shit. But I love it. That's my little man. But yeah, as far as the Tales demo is concerned, Silverwolf, I'm going to be going in blind with this one. I'm very excited that they are releasing a demo. Part of me thinks that because the reason why they're doing that is because they have a lot of confidence in this game, and they think the game is so good that they just want everybody to try it out. Or it could be that they're releasing a demo, we play it, and we're like, wow, this shit fucking sucks. And in that case, we save our $60. But nah, it's been a while since we've had a Tales game. The last Tales game was Berseria, and that came out in Japan in 2016. So we're going on close to 5 years. And if you guys can believe it or not, it's so weird to say this, but this is the first Tales game with the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One in mind. No, that wasn't a dumb goof. I did not say, or I did not mean to say PS5 or Xbox Series. I meant PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, because what happens with a lot of Japanese development is you guys think Western studios are on that cross-gen shit bad? No. Japan, last generation, they didn't give up that PS3 till like what, 2017? Like they were still releasing new games on the PlayStation 3. I'm talking like notable games. Persona 5, technically speaking, is a PS3 game that was ported over to PS4. And fundamentally, they're the exact same game. Sure, the PS4 version, higher resolution, loads a little quicker, better performance, but it's still a PS3 game. So for them to say that, hey, Tales of Arise is our first, like, now it's last gen, but our first, at the time, current generation Tales game, I was excited. And then here we are. Now we're on the PS5 and the Xbox Series, and we still gotta wait for that next Tales game to utilize the hardware. But honestly, I think it's still going to be a major step up. I'm excited for it, but I am gonna keep in on my promise, Silverwolf. I am gonna go in blind, and I'm gonna play the game at launch with everybody else. So I'll be watching everybody's impressions to see how they like the game. But me, myself, and I'm just like, I'm good. Okay. Damn. Oh my God, we're still not done with these super chats. See, I'm the only person alive who would complain about all these super chats. I'm sorry, guys, but you guys made it rain so early on in the beginning, and I'm just like, woo. Okay, we got this. And like I said, not to make it sound like I'm complaining at all. Like, I'm truly blessed to be in y'all's companies, or in this case, y'all's wallets. Oh man. All right, so coming in from Marcus, $5 super chat. Why are people surprised that Neo: The World Ends With You flopped? A sequel to a game that came out in 2007 with little to no promotion. And yeah, that hits pretty hard to home with that one, Marcus, because that was my game, man. Like, a lot of people don't know this shit, but that game, I had an executive producer credit on it. And it was very disappointing that, this game that we willed and wished into existence comes out and it just fucking bombs. I'm not talking about like, oh, it just didn't do up to specifications. No, that shit fucking bombed, man. It's like straight donuts, bro. And that's very sad because the game is great. But, in typical Square Enix fashion, they just don't promote these smaller entries, man. I don't know if they think that maybe it'll find a larger audience within the niche community, but dude, it's criminal, man. Like this game, the only people I saw talking about this game were fans of the first World Ends With You. Not no new people, not people who are like seeing this in passing and like, oh, this looks interesting. No, it was just older crowd, which, for some games it can support that, sometimes nostalgia is great. But for something like The World Ends With You, which is very friggin' niche, I think that if they were going to do a sequel, they would have to try their best to make it mainstream. And something being mainstream doesn't always mean it's bad. It just means that it's put first and foremost in front of people's eyes and they could judge the game for what it is. Most people didn't even get that opportunity. There was somebody I know who was like he's into games, like he played The World Ends With You when it came out, but afterwards he wasn't like me who was like, okay, we need more World Ends With You. And he didn't even know that they were coming out with a sequel to this shit until I told him. And he was just like, are you fucking serious? When does the game come out? I said it comes out next month. What? Dude, that marketing was abysmal, man. But fingers crossed, they didn't spend a lot of money on it, so it doesn't need to sell a large amount of copies to break even. But knowing Square Enix, man, it just bothers me because I know that they're going to be like, oh, you see? We put out a sequel to The World Ends With You, and none of y'all bought it, so we're not going to continue it, which is like, man. But yeah, it is disappointing. All right. $5 super chat coming in from Justin. Do you follow Bleach, Neo? The new chapter was dope. So I don't follow Bleach. Bleach is a series I have a lot of mixed feelings on. I mean, I like the music. I like the aesthetics. But in terms of like the story and the characters, Bleach is very much so a show that's like all style, no substance, which is very disappointing because it started out pretty good. But one thing I am happy about is that Bleach fans are getting some type of a continuation. There was that thing that came out a few months ago, and then they had this new chapter, and I'm hearing some good things about it, which, even though, like I said, a lesson in growth. Even though I might not care about Bleach, I'm happy that the fans are getting something they've always wanted. Now all they need is for the series to come back and get a true ending. The anime. The manga ended a long time ago, but the anime never got a proper ending. So if they can do that for the Bleach fans, then hey, more power to them. Don Otaku coming in with a $5 super chat. What is the one thing that makes you the happiest person in the world? And I'm going to stop reading this question because if it goes into some mayonnaise fuckery, I might cut off the stream. What is the one thing in the world that makes you the happiest person? And why is it... Y'all think you cute. Y'all think y'all cute with this shit. This I need something to punch. I need something. What is something that's just beaten to death like no tomorrow that I have within close proximity? What is it? What the fuck is it? I need something. I don't have anything. But this is the horse, and this is y'all beating that joke to death. Straight up, man. Straight up. Why is it eating Hellman's mayonnaise straight out the jar? Okay, Don Otaku, for the last time, you have me confused with one Rand Al Thor 19, the man with the million, and I swear to God, if Rand comes into this stream, Anyways. $4.99 coming in from the homie John McKinney. Unpopular opinion. Uh-oh. Get ready, you guys. It's unpopular opinion. I like the 2002 to 2005 2D Star Wars Clone Wars series better than the CG one. You know, that's not really too much of an unpopular opinion because, oh, take it easy, E-Man. Take it easy, E-Man. You have a good night, man. Thank you for coming to the stream, bro. Thank you. That's not really that much of an unpopular opinion because I do know some folks who they don't. It's not that they dislike the original one. It's just that they felt that for the time that they spent with the micro series, which is the 2D Clone Wars, they liked a lot of the stuff that went down in it. And I agree with that. I mean, I like a lot of the things that was in that show. I thought the action was fantastic. I mean, it's from Gendy. So, you know, everything that he puts into his type of shows is on full display in that Star Wars show. And it's fantastic. Now, me, myself, and I am more of a narrative guy. So I do like the long form storytelling that we've gotten with the Clone Wars and how they've gotten deeper into the lore. And I mean, the final season of Clone Wars, like the last 4 episodes, holy crap, so freaking good. But yeah, I mean, they're both good. I think that they can both exist and have their audiences. Okay, Flame coming in with a $5 super chat. Solo, a Star Wars movie, ironically named after the only fan who asked and enjoyed it. Am I right or am I right? Yeah, there's only like 1.5 people I know who enjoyed that movie, and that one person is Armin from the comic book cast. That dude, shout out to my brother. I love him. But sometimes I'm just like, Armin. We got a $2.79 Canadian super chat coming in from the homie Leon. I'm watching you in my new OLED 48-inch C1 TV. Ooh, okay, Leon. Upgrades in the building. I see you, man. Yeah, man. That LG joint is nice. That's gonna be my next TV. Man, I like my Sony I got, but that LG is just, man. I should have just ponied up the extra $300. I should have, but I didn't. But yeah, I'm a cop it. I'm a cop it at some point, you know. Actually, you know what? If I can find somebody to buy this TV, I might have to go on the Facebook Marketplace. But if I can find somebody to buy this TV, I'll just use that money and get myself an LG. All right. So John McKinney's back and he says, when James Cameron wanted to make a Spider-Man movie, he apparently wanted a direct adaptation of The Night Gwen Stacy Died. It had Edward Furlong as Peter Parker, Drew Barrymore as Gwen Stacy, Nikki Cox as Mary Jane, R. Lee Ermey as J. Jonah Jameson, Leonardo DiCaprio as Harry Osborn, that's good casting, and Lance Henriksen as Norman Osborn. What do you think about it? I think it would have been awesome. Yeah, I always keep hearing about that Spider-Man movie back in the 90s. I remember, like, in his script, that was the original idea to use organic webbing instead of artificial webbing and all that stuff. So, honestly, just from, like, a case study, I would have loved to see what they would have done with that movie. Because I always like when established auteurs get a chance at working on superhero movies just to see what they would have done. Like Christopher Nolan's a great example. I mean, a lot of people may not like what he did with Batman, but 2 out of 3 movies that he came out with were really friggin' good. So I think that a Spider-Man movie, especially one set in the 90s, would have been friggin' awesome, man. But then again, it's kind of like, so he says he wanted a direct adaptation of The Night Gwen Stacy Died. I don't know, because the whole thing about Gwen Stacy, okay, so you gotta separate the two between the comics and the movie. So when Gwen Stacy died in the comics, like, you know, when Norman Osborn killed her, that was a very big moment. Not because of the Gwen Stacy character, like people have grown to love her. Because, you know, Gwen Stacy, yeah, she was Peter's first love, whatever, but as a character, she wasn't that great. But why it was so monumental was because Spider-Man was really pushing the comic code of authority bylaws, essentially, of what you could do and what you couldn't do in a comic directed towards kids. And that story in particular made headlines because you were killing the hero's girlfriend. And it wasn't like it was something done off screen. It was something you see happen. It was insane. So for them to do that story in a movie, I don't know. I feel like it's a little different because you'd have this movie and you have Spider-Man and then, okay, you have Gwen Stacy and then she's dead. You get what I'm saying? At least with the Amazing Spider-Man movies, you had a movie developing Peter Parker. You introduced and established Gwen Stacy. And in the second movie, you killed her. It was impactful because we had gotten to know the characters. For them to do it as a standalone movie, I just, I don't know if it would really hit the same. You get what I'm saying? Because part of the reason why Spider-Man was so distraught afterwards was because he couldn't save them. He couldn't save Uncle Ben, and he couldn't save Gwen Stacy. So that was it's a whole arc for his character. It's not just like the character dies and that's it. No, it meant a lot to Peter because of him and his responsibilities and juggling being Spider-Man and also being Peter Parker. So I don't know how that would have worked. Like that honestly wouldn't be the story that I would have told. I wouldn't have minded if he did something with a villain, you know what I'm saying? Like do a particular villain motivated story. But yeah, it would have been interesting to see nevertheless, you know? Okay. And we're almost caught up, you guys. We're almost caught up. Okay. $5 coming in from the homie Purified Storm, a.k.a. Grant. My brother Neo. Hope you're doing well, buddy. I hope you're doing well too, Grant. It's been a minute, man. Infinite Tech preview gameplay is dope. It's basically Halo 3 2.0. What are your thoughts on this? Okay. So, that's another thing let's talk about. Halo Infinite Tech preview. Thingamabobber sort of jig. So, I have no thoughts and opinions on it whatsoever because I did not play the Halo Infinite Tech preview. Like with Tales of Arise, there's just some games coming out this year where whether it's good or bad on release, I want to experience it for myself. And I said, you know what? Halo Infinite, it'll have betas, demos, what have you. I just want to play the game in its final form. Like, it's already coming to Game Pass, so that's part of the reason why I'm able to just say, okay, I'll wait till launch. But, you know, the older I get, I'm already bombarded with all this gaming news and all this stuff, and time is limited as is. So for me to have to spend time playing this thing over one weekend when I could be doing something else, I'm just like, okay, I'll wait a few more months. I'll play the game at launch. But I will say, from what I have seen, the game, wow, it definitely benefited from that delay. Like, holy crap, is this even the same game? Jesus Christ. And the response from the community has been incredible. Everyone I know, whether they're just jumping in for the first time or they're veterans, like Purified Storm here, everyone's saying the game is great. So that is awesome. And that, honestly, it makes my decision so much, it feels sweeter because that's when I know, like, okay, so now that they have all this feedback and the game is already great, a few more months of polish and it's going to be fantastic. So I can't wait, man. I can't freaking wait. All right, $5 super chat coming in from Gian the Don. Knowing your love for the Yakuza games, how would you rank all of them? Also, I'm about 42 hours into Like a Dragon, and my love for turn-based games is back. Yes. Yes. And, you know, let's just talk about the rank. Everybody asks me to keep my Yakuza rankings every stream, so it might go all over the place if you listen to one stream from last year and then from this year, because, you know, I have been replaying the games with different perspectives. But if we're talking about, like, my all-time favorite game in the series, I'm talking, like, all-time favorite, nothing comes close, it's Yakuza 0. That game, its stories, first things first, it made me love a prequel story, which is very rare. It's always a toss-up to do a prequel game or a prequel movie or whatever, because sometimes, like, you know, like, if you know the events of what's happening, how much can you really develop it in the past? You know, eventually you're going to catch up to that point, and if it's like, let's say a character, okay, so like, let's take a character that, you know, is already established and started. If we go through and we see the genesis of the character and their origins, how could you do a prequel to that? You get what I'm saying? But with Yakuza, it's great because Yakuza 1 just starts out and here are the characters. But you don't know how they got there. Yakuza 0 tells that story and then some. And dude, it was just awesome. Playing as Kiryu, his story, Majima, his story. And then by the time you get to the very end of the game, and I'm not going to get into spoilers because I know a lot of people on Xbox are playing it. By the time you get to the end of the game, you are so excited to dive into this franchise. Whether you are new or you are OG. By the time I finished Yakuza 0, I had like a reinvigorated love for this series. Like, oh my fucking god, they made a great prequel game, and now I'm just excited to, even though I've played the like 1 through 5 already, I want to see it again from this perspective. Like, it's just, dude, Yakuza 0 is my all-time favorite entry for that particular reason. After that, it becomes sort of a toss-up between Yakuza 5 and Yakuza Like a Dragon. I'm leaning more towards Like a Dragon just because, again, they defied my expectations. You know, like, I never thought that I would like another Yakuza protagonist as much as Kiryu, and then here comes Ichiban. You know, Ichiban Holdings to the moon! Like, his character it's a 180 from Kiryu, whereas Kiryu is just very reserved and stoic, and he's got his quirkiness to him. Ichiban is just like in your face and energetic and lovable, but at the same time, he has passion and he has heart. And dude, the story in that game, oh my fucking God, man. By the end of the game, I was ready to cry, man. I was ready to shed tears, bro. It was very emotional. And like you said, how it restored your love of turn-based games, dude, it's one of the best turn-based games I've played as of late. Like, dude, like the same feeling I got with Persona 5, I got that with Like a Dragon in its own way. And I mean, let's just be real. It's giving us something that we don't see in the JRPG genre. I'm sure, Don, you can agree with this, bro. But a lot of JRPGs, not all of them, but a lot of them are stuck in this very samey formula. Either it's like high fantasy or you're playing with fucking kids. And I have no problem if the story is great, if the battle system is great, I'll enjoy it. But what about JRPGs set in the modern day, where there's like no type of like mystical like setting shit where we go into a different world, no isekai type shit, just modern day people doing modern day shit. And that's what they did with Yakuza Like a Dragon. It's just a whole bunch of grown-ass adults, a grown-ass 40-year-old man. And he's living out his RPG fantasy, even though it's the real world. Like, dude. Like, it's just so fucking awesome. And it doesn't take itself seriously. And at the same time, it is so super serious. It's fantastic, man. The only thing I could not get behind was the heavy cutscenes. Like, I love the story, but sometimes there's just way too many cutscenes in those Yakuza games, man. Yakuza Like a Dragon alone has over 20 hours of cutscenes. Yeah, I'm not even joking. Go on YouTube and type in Yakuza Like a Dragon, all cutscenes. It's 20 hours. It's a lot, you guys. So be prepared to just sometimes be playing a match and then just sitting there for 20 minutes. I mean, Kojima fans are used to it, but god damn, it's like, dude, come on now. Like, that's that type of game where if I'm amped up and energetic, I cannot play it. I cannot play it, because if I'm going to sit there and watch an anime episode, I don't want to be gaming. I can't do that. Like, if I'm I would always play Yakuza Like a Dragon when I'm chill, man. I just light up, I smoke a bit, I just put that game on, and I'm zen. I'm playing, I'm enjoying myself. But I'm glad you're enjoying that shit, man. All right, $4.99 super chat coming in from the homie Corey Gryffindor. I got to the Haruka segment on Yakuza 5, and being an idol really does suck. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of why I put, just talking about Yakuza, I don't want to speak too much about Yakuza 5 and its story, because there's still people playing it, and it's very easy for me to get into spoilers. Like, speaking about Yakuza 5, I know there's some elements about it that a lot of people don't like and they don't gel with, which I totally understand, but for me, it was the story and the culmination of everything that happened with those characters that brought it over. But more interestingly enough, when you're talking about Haruka and being an idol, that's prompted a lot of people, especially new people who've gotten into the series, to talk about idol culture. I mean, there was the whole incident with Judgment and why it's not on PC, because one of the guys is like a huge deal in Japan, and the idol industry, it's like they own your life. They own your likeness, and they call the shots on everything. But, it's just something that's existed for the longest time, and everybody in Japanese culture, and even Korean culture too, South Korean culture, they're just like A-okay with this shit, I mean, yeah, over here in America, we have our manufactured music, our manufactured pop, our manufactured rap, we have those things. But to the extent of the idol industry in Asia, where if you say the wrong thing, you can get dropped from a label. If you do something so taboo as being in a relationship, you're just ousted from public conscious. It's just so fucking weird, dude. It's just so weird. Like, could you imagine like being an actor and having to hide the fact that you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, and not because publicity reasons, but because it would affect your market value, because they make money off of horny teenage girls and horny teenage boys who have this thought in their mind that, oh, if they're single, then maybe there's a chance I can get with them. It's fucking insane. Yeah, Fear No Hate. I think there's a documentary on Netflix about idol industry. It's a nightmare. It is a nightmare, bro. You're from the Met Stadium. Oh, what's going on, Rhino? How you doing, bro? All right, $2 super chat from Flame. But yeah, you're right. Scarlet Nexus' story sucked. I mean, it's not even the story was terrible. I just didn't like the way it was presented. It's just like, why is it like this? Like, I'm not engaged. Okay, and last minute $2 super chat from Flame. Yakuza Like a Dragon, secretly the Dragon Quest for adults. Yep. It's the Dragon Quest game you play when you don't want to be embarrassed about playing Dragon Quest. But I don't know why someone would be embarrassed about playing Dragon Quest, because Dragon Quest is fucking awesome. Okay. All right. And now we are all, oh, speak of the devil, I thought we were all caught up on super chats. Oh, you guys are awesome. All right. $10 super chat coming in from Marcus Doyle Terrell. Why do you think it is that you can text a female sitting right next to you and she still won't respond? And we know these women lying about sucking about texting. What situation are you in where you're texting someone who's right next to you and they don't respond? Are you like at work and you're trying to hit on a coworker? I need some more details on this, Marcus, because like the only thing I can think about is like if I'm texting somebody at work and if they're a woman, I would text them, but we're working. So it's kind of like, okay, they'll get to it when they get to it. You get what I'm saying? But just in general, if you want to talk about, cause you did donate, so I don't want to just skip on this. The whole like women with texting and everything. Listen, I look at it like this, you guys, and this applies for any girls watching too. There's a lot of people out there, if you go and you check, they say that, oh, I'm terrible at texting, I'm this, that, or whatever. Listen, in this modern day and age, if you grew up in the internet infrastructure, if you make it your life's goal to have a Twitter account, to make YouTube videos, what have you, everybody is on their phone. And if you truly care about somebody, you are going to get back to them. It might take you a few hours, it might take you a day, but you are going to get back to them. So if anyone says that I'm terrible with texting or blah, 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 no, it's not. Just listen, take the L and move on. Like, it's one thing if you text somebody and they text you an hour later saying, why didn't you reply to my text? Like, that's fucking dumb. I could be working and not on my phone. But as a general rule of thumb, if someone says I'm a terrible texter, this, that, and the third, it's like, no. It just takes a simple 2 seconds to respond. But what it comes down to, honestly, is they just don't have any interest for you. And that's what it comes down to at the end of the day. And if people were a lot more honest, like, here's the thing a lot of people don't like to do. People don't like to shut folks down. They don't. And I understand it because they don't want to hurt their feelings. But listen, it is much better to give somebody an answer than to string them along and let them keep thinking these delusions of grandeur. Like, there were a couple of girls and guys too, unfortunately, even though I'm not gay. If you're gay, that's all cool. It's awesome. But like, you know, I've had a lot of dudes hit on me, and just because I don't, you know, say get the fuck out of my face, which is, I guess, what some of them are used to, they think that, oh, yeah, maybe there's a chance that, you know, I can get with you. It's like, no, man, I'm straight. And I don't appreciate you coming on to me when you know I'm straight and I'm not interested. At that point, you're a fucking predator, regardless of who you like to sleep with. If you keep coming on to somebody when they repeatedly say no, you're a fucking predator. That it is what it is. So, what happens with a lot of people is that they don't say no, or they say I'm not, or they don't say I'm not interested. And that's what happens. So, yeah, it's at the end of the day, man, you don't got to think too much about it. Like, if someone is being stuck up and they think that texting you is a privilege, just keep that shit moving, bro. Keep that shit moving. There's always more fish in the sea. Okay. John McKinney coming in with the $20 super chat. I hate to disagree with you on how the Amazing Spider-Man 2 handled Gwen Stacy's death. It really pissed me off that they had Harry Osborn kill Gwen Stacy instead of Norman. I'm okay with liberties, but that was unforgivable to me. Well, I mean, to each their own, John McKinney. I didn't mind it per se. I mean, yes, I would have preferred them do Norman because of Norman's history with Peter Parker. Norman has a much bigger history with Peter and Spider-Man as opposed to Harry. But if we're talking about the impact of the death in the context of everything that was going on in the movie, I felt like the death worked. Sure, it was done by a different character, but you still got the gist of it. Like, oh my God, this was fucking sad. So yes, it was different, but the impact is what I was saying. Just because let's say, for example, if it was Norman, if they introduced, like in James Cameron's movie where it was just Peter, Gwen Stacy, and then Norman did this, if you didn't establish that Norman is a scumbag character, which is why it hurt so much when Gwen died in the comics, not because of Gwen dying per se, because of her character, but just because of Norman is a sick son of a bitch. Like, Norman is such a twisted character, dude. We're talking about the impact of what it was, and for everything that they built up with the relationship between Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone in that movie. When she died, it was like, oh my god, damn, they really did it. But I can totally understand where you're coming from, John, though. I get it. In a perfect world, I would have loved for them to build everything up and then do all of these events. But, you know, it's just a rule with Spider-Man on film. We can never get arcs. We can never get fucking arcs. And by the time we get an arc, they reboot this shit. Okay. All right. Okay, guys. So we are now all caught up with the super chats. It took us an entire hour. Thank you guys so much for all the super chats. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, if you guys had any questions that you wanted to have asked earlier on, feel free to ask them again. I'm just going to try my best to do a scroll and blast of everything I've been seeing recently. Okay. All right, so we have this one coming in. Hi, I'm a gaming journalist and I can't figure out how to turn off my console. Please send help. Oh, we got a Mike Wazowski. Subscribe to the channel. What's up, Mike? Oh my God. So of course that is a shot at that is the shot at the homie Tony Polanco, Ramu Def on Twitter. Yeah. It's like, here's the thing. I'm cool with Tony, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's a cool dude. I've been following him for years. But when I hear something like I still don't know how to turn off my PS5, like, listen, the PlayStation 5 UI, in my opinion, is not that intuitive by comparison to the PS4. But it's something that they can be ironed out with software patches. You know what I'm saying? So I don't make a big deal about it. But when you come on here and you say something along the lines of, I don't know, I still struggle how to turn off the console. You press the home button, you hit the universal power button logo that we all know about, and you turn off the console. So to me, that was just kind of fucking weird. Like, why would you... Like, that's... Out of all the complaints you could have said, like, yeah, the PlayStation 5 OS is janky. But to say, like, I have a problem turning off the power... It's just... It's kind of weird. It's like, why would somebody openly admit that? Okay. Can I see the baby? Oh, I would like to see the baby. Yeah, actually. Give me 1 second, you guys. Let me see if I can grab the cat. Guys, get ready. You guys are about to see some cats. Or a cat. 1 second. I'll be right back, guys. Hey, don't you bite. No biting. No biting. Come on. Come on. Oh, come on. Ain't no. You gotta make your stream debut, little one. No. Ah! Come on! No. Will you get... Stop. Meow. Come on, no. Hold on. So I had a cat in my hands. Will you come over here? Dude, now I got all your fur on me. My God. You shed a lot. You know that? You shed a lot. Why is it getting into a pouncing position? Neo defeated by his kitten. Yeah. I got a teenage kitten over here, man. Come over here. Come on. Come here, TT. Come here, TT. Come here, TT. Come on. This cat is camera shy. It be like that. They're slippery little buggers. Yes, they are. Yeah, you heard it. Yeah. You heard it. Come here. Come on. Come on, camera. Come on. I wish I could like have my phone be a second camera for the stream and I could just switch to that so you can see this cat. Hold on, I'm gonna get it. Yeah, he's going through his teenage years. Yeah, he is. He's being feisty. Hold on. I'm gonna get this cat. Come on. Come It's all love. It's all love, baby. It's all love. Okay, see? Here we go. Here's Kitty, guys. This is Twinkle Toes. This is Twinkle Toes, everyone. Say hi. Oh, come on. Here. You wanna sit up here? You wanna sit up here? Aww. It doesn't like playing Shadow of the Colossus. Yeah, but that's Twinkle Toes, you guys. That's Twinkle Toes. That's my baby brother's cat, who is now a teenager. This cat is okay. So the cat was born, I want to say the end of April. So we're coming on 4 months. It's about 4 months. This is a great twist. The kitten arc. Yeah, it's the kitten arc. But yeah, Twinkle Toes is just sitting right over there by the door. It's like, okay, I'm just going to sit here. This is my space. You better not pick me up again. That's what he's saying. He got blinded by the lights. I think that's exactly what happened only. I think that's what happened. There are like 3 studio lights right here. So, yeah. But yeah, so that's Twinkle Toes. Where the name comes from is actually, so Twinkle Toes' mother is a hoe. And although he's not even looking at me when I said that. He's like, yeah, I know. So Twinkle Toes' mother is a hoe. And she's a neighborhood cat. She's a wild cat. She went ahead and got herself pregnant. And my brother's landlord, they were like, yo, this cat that we take care of got pregnant, has kittens. Do you guys want one? And they're like, sure, we'll take a kitten. Why not? Because, you know, they had just moved in at the time. And so they took care of this cat. And when this cat was a little tiny baby, like they got this cat when it was like 2 weeks old. It's crazy. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, around that range. They noticed that the cat was like, it loved biting ankles. Well, not biting, but, you know, like they puts their teeth on it. And they were just like, oh my God, no matter where we go, this cat always attacks our feet. So they called it Twinkle Toes, because every single time you have to, when you're with this cat, you have to walk like you're on Twinkle Toes, just in case this cat might attack you. So, and see, just me moving my feet right now, it's getting ready to pounce. Like, I shit you guys not. It's just like feet. So I guess it's got a foot fetish. Twinkle Toes. So Aang. Maybe my brother's roommate is really into anime and manga, so that might be where it came from, Asbel. That might be. Let's see. Hey, Terrence, what's going on, brother? Good to see you, man. $2 super chat from Flame. Oh, hey, by the way, thanks for streaming on a work night. Oh, appreciate it, Flame. Thank you, man. Is anybody watching from work right now? Because I know we got a lot of people who work weekends, or it might be the morning time where they live. What y'all doing, man? What y'all doing? Okay, so let's see. Let's get back to some of the questions. Okay, so Aaron says, Neo, did you see that Berserk is getting another chapter? I did see that, Aaron. I don't know exactly what it is. Is it like the last chapter that he worked on, or are they finishing what he's done? Like, what exactly is that? I didn't look into it. All I knew is that they were getting another chapter. Excuse me. Oh, we got the homie Daniel Pack coming through. What's up, brother? What's up, Neo? I'm hyped as fuck right now because I just got a promotion. $20 an hour. Might not seem like a lot to some of y'all, but it's a really big deal for me. Okay, first things first, Daniel Pack. Congratulations to you, brother. Any win, no matter how big or how small, is a win in my books, man. So I am so friggin' happy for you, brother, because I know you've been putting in the hours, man. I noticed you haven't been on some of the streams because you've been grinding away. And look at that, man. You got yourself a promotion, man. So congratulations to you too, man. If I had liquor right here, I would take a shot in your honor, man. But seriously, that is dope as fuck, man. And as always, it's good to see you. And by the way, for those, like I said earlier, who asked a lot of questions during the Super Chat Barrage session, feel free to ask them again so I can answer them, because I do feel kind of bad that we went really long with those Super Chats. So yeah, go ahead and ask the questions, guys. Go ahead. But what's going on, Maddie? Good to see you. Julian Harris, good to see you. Any tips for weightlifting? Yeah, Snorlax. So I mean, that's kind of it's a broad question. I mean, I could sit here and talk hours about weightlifting, but honestly, my biggest advice when it comes to weightlifting, or just in general, people who are in the gym or doing some type of activity like running, cycling, jiu-jitsu, things like that, is to stay committed with it. Too often, a lot of people, they're like, yeah, I'm going to do something. They start working out for a few days and then they just stop. Or they work out for a few weeks and they complain that the results are not coming quick enough. The thing about change is that change does not happen overnight. It's something that takes a lot of time, and it might be pretty easy for somebody like Twinkle Toes to jump from the floor onto the bed, and it's eyeing my Funko Pops on my TV, which I do not like right now because that's connected to some very expensive equipment. And now it's just over there. Okay. The thing about cats that is so interesting that I've come to find out is that they are so... Dude, there's so much stuff on that table you guys probably can't see, but it's just tiptoeing around it, and it's not like... Look at that. Look at that. Good job. Good job, Twinkle Toes. Look at it. Look, it's just so elegant, man. It's just like not even stepping on anything. It's just stepping around it. Look at this, man. Don't fall. Don't fall. Uh-oh. I swear this cat's probably going to pounce me by the end of this stream. I have a feeling. But yeah, the thing about anything in life is that you've got to stay committed to it. Sure, you'll get results in the beginning, but the thing is that in order to get sustained results, it comes from sustained work and sustained effort. So my biggest piece of advice is to just go ahead and stay committed to it. If you want something bad enough, then you are going to find the time to dedicate to it. You are going to find the time to eat healthier. You're going to find the time to set aside to work out. You're going to find the time to research and learn about these things, which is what a lot of people do not do. A lot of people just, they want the 30 days or less booklet, or they want something like a pill in a bottle that'll make them skinnier or make them build muscle. It does not work like that. It takes a lot of time, years, energy, all of this stuff to make a change. So my advice is to just stay committed with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you get into the gym for the first time, it's going to suck. It's going to be terrible. You're going to be sore all the time. You're not going to know what the fuck you're doing. You're going to look stupid doing all this stuff. But, you know, everybody starts somewhere, and that's the important thing out of it. Everybody begins at a certain point. So the important thing is, like I said, if you really do love this enough, you are going to dedicate the time, the energy, the resources to make it a reality. And if you don't want to do that, then that's all you. That's fine. But you'll be happier when when a lot of time passes and you see that all of that hard work was not for nothing. You actually achieved something. And all of this is just general advice that can apply to anything in your life, not just weightlifting or losing weight or building muscle. You can apply this to your creative endeavors. Like a lot of people with content creation, they spend so much time editing videos and recording, and then they see the views and they're not getting the views and they wonder if it's all worth it. Yes, all of this will be worth it if you continue to grind. There's no one who just becomes famous overnight. I mean, there are people who are like that, but how many of those people make a sustained career out of it? You know, most of the people out there who make good careers out of this stuff are people who grind day in and day out. And that's not what's really sold, because everyone sees the glitz and the glamour, the partnerships, the fancy cars, yada, 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 but they don't know everything that happens behind the scenes that it takes to bring them to that point, you know? Okay. Sorry, I have to keep monitoring this cat. So yeah, you guys, keep asking your questions, guys. Let's see. Okay, so Aaron says it's essentially the last artwork that he worked on, and the assistants will be making some color pages celebrating Berserk through the years. It's coming out September. Oh, okay, I got you, bro. I got you. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna check that out then. Dude, I'm still not over this shit, bro. Like, it doesn't feel real that he's gone, man. Like, dude, like, out of all the things to happen in 2021, that was the thing that I don't, man. Like, usually hear stories about that when they're like in their old age, after they've lived their life and they've done their thing. But then just, man, he was taken too soon.
He was taken too soon. All right. So what games would you like to get boosted on Xbox? Okay, so he's talking about the FPS boost program. Honestly, man, I would love for any and every game to get boosted. It doesn't matter what it is, because I just love the idea that Xbox is going back and they're just doing these quality of life updates. They don't need to go back and boost games like Super Lucky's Tale to 120 FPS, but they do it and it's awesome, man, especially for future proofing. So if I had to pick some games, if we're talking like, because I don't know if they'll go back and do it for 360 games, but they have been doing it primarily for Xbox One. I would love to see Rise and Quantum Break. Rise, Quantum Break, Sunset Overdrive, basically all of the Xbox exclusives this gen. I would love for them to hit 60 frames, because a lot of those games look good. Like Rise looks fantastic, but being stuck at 30 frames per second, man, I can't play action games like that. Same thing for Sunset Overdrive. There's just so much shit happening on screen, and while it's a stable 30 FPS, you want something like that to be at 60. So Rise, Quantum Break, Sunset Overdrive, I would love them to be 60 frames per second. Other than that, man, just like any and every game that they haven't boosted, you know what I'm saying? I would love for them to somehow boost the Ultimate Ninja Storm games. I mean, those games run pretty good as is, but when you run the Storm games at 60 frames, dude, it's fucking unreal. What else? What other games would you guys like? Because I know there's a lot of people out there who are like, yo, I know exactly the games that I want. Because I'm trying to think, like, any games that I would love to play from last generation boosted? There's a lot of 360 games I would like boosted. Like, I would love for Red Dead Redemption 1 to get a 60 frames patch. Like, I would love for Red Dead Redemption 2 to get a 60 frames patched. Let's see. Thanks. Oh my god. This cat. Holy shit. How did you do that? How did you do that? Okay, so I have an air circulator in my room that I turn on. I have this air circulator specifically to turn on after I do live streams, because, you know, the room gets it just gets hot with all the studio lights and the computer and everything. So I bought this air circulator that I only turn on after streams just to get the room back down to a colder temperature. Now, this air circulator is operated by, it's very simple and basic. I'm making it sound like it's crazy, but it's operating, it has like capacitive touch buttons on top, right? And it's like angled in a certain way where you can't like reach. It's not like you could just bump into it and you turn it on. This cat somehow turned it on. That's fucking crazy. Good job, Twinkle Toes. Good job. And by watching me press it, it's probably going to be like, oh, okay, so that's the button to press. Cats are crazy, bro. They're probably going to end up running shit around here. But yeah, thanks for doing these streams, Neo. I use these streams as background noise when I'm studying for the SAT test. It helps make what is usually boring as fuck less boring. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome, Klebo. Yeah, I remember the days of studying for SATs, man. I'll say this much. I know this is not the best thing to say to you who's studying for them right now, but man, the SAT was the most pointless test of my damn life, dude. Like, I know schools, they hark so much about how the SATs are crucial to get into college and this, that, and the third. Bro, all the most successful people in my life, whether they went to school or not, they didn't give two shits about SATs. They got low ass scores. Well, not low scores, but not, because they always say like, oh, you want to be in the top percentile. Like, I wasn't average, but I was like above average when it came to the SAT scores. And I was like, okay, the second time I take it, I'll probably do better. Second time I took it, I did worse. So it's like, what the fuck? And it didn't really matter in terms of like the school that I wanted to get into and all that stuff. I know for some schools they want really high SATs, but honestly, it's just, I've never seen, no one out there in their life has ever bragged about how they did it on the SAT test. You know what I'm saying? Like, the most relevance I have when it comes to the SATs is that one episode of That 70s Show where they were talking about the SAT test. And I think how Kelso got a higher score than Eric did on the SATs. SATs, such a waste of time. Yeah, that's true. That's true, Psych. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. You know what I was thinking of, NKGN? Cheese from Foster's Home. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, what I wonder is a cat. And look, we have a cat. What are you staring at, Twinkle Toes? Oh, I think the kitty might be sleepy. You go sleepy? You go sleepy, baby? Go to sleep. Go to sleep. Cats are so funny, man. Cats are funny, man. Oh, what's going on, Bond? Pool party tonight. Where you at, Neo? Bond, you... See, this is one thing I hate about this dude, Bond. Bond is always the type to be like, yo, I'm having a pool party. Yo, I'm having this. Where you at? And I'm like, you're having the pool party right now. Where the fuck? I would like a heads up notice of at least like a day. Oh, man, Bond. Where is it at, bro? Is it in Jersey or is it in Philly? If it's in Jersey, I might come through. If it's in Philly, oh, that's a deep drive. The cat's melting me, Neo. Yeah, cats tend to do that, man. Let's see. Dude, have you watched All Elite Wrestling yet? Saw you post AEW memes on Twitter. I tune in from time to time, Psych. I don't watch it as much as I should, considering I don't really have much of the time. But, you know, I do keep in touch with, like, some of the wrestlers who are there. And then whatever's posted on Twitter, if I see it's interesting, I'm like, okay, I'll just go watch some highlights on YouTube. But I don't really watch wrestling as much as I used to, like, back in the day. Like, you know, like, for me, I stopped watching after CM Punk. That's when I kind of like started getting phased out. But I started getting phased out of a lot of things around that time too. Oh, but here's the vacuum cleaner downstairs. As it was just licking itself. Let's see. The cat's melting me. Neo, do you ever go back and play your old consoles such as the PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, and the OG Xbox? So, you know what's funny, Julian? Here recently, I've actually been tempted to go back and play my PS3. Like, I always have my PS3. It's not visible on camera, but it's like behind this shelf. There's like a little space, a little compartment, and I store game consoles there. And that's where I have my PS3. And you know how there hasn't really been a lot of like new next generation focused games. So I'm diving into a lot of the classics, and PS3, all those damn collections, man, very tempting to plug the PS3 back in. Like sometimes you just want to go back and replay, you know, the Sly Cooper games or go back and play 3D Game Heroes. So when I finish up a couple of games and it's like a really dry spell, I'll probably go back and plug the PS3 in. Other than that, I'm not so sure like how far back I'll go. Considering, you know, I'd have to have like dedicated TVs specifically for those things. And right now I don't really have TVs that have, you know, red, yellow, and white output. Like everything is HDMI nowadays. I mean, I could go out there and buy like the new little gizmos they have where you can convert that to HDMI signal. But at that point I'm just like, do I really want to go back and play all those games? You get what I'm saying? So sometimes I will, sometimes I won't. But PS3, because it's PS3 and 360 are so accessible because they're right there, it's easier for me to go ahead and pop in or plug in those consoles and play some old games. Let's see. The fan signs at wrestling shows have been hilarious. Oh, they've been great, Maddie. Oh my God, they've been hilarious. What are your thoughts on the rumors of Xenoblade Chronicles 3 or just Xenoblade 3 in general? Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for it. I think the Xenoblade games are pretty good RPGs. Obviously, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 has a lot of give and take. It's very divisive, and I will not sit here and, like, I really enjoyed the game. But if someone doesn't enjoy it, like Bond over here said he hated the game, I totally can understand that because there's a lot of things about the game where, hello, what's up? Hi. What's up? You wanna come up here and say hello to people? Oh no! Oh no! It might end the stream. Oh my God! Oh my God! Okay, now it's on the counter. Hey, Elias. You need the cat. Well, the cat is behind the computer right now. It's behind the monitor, bro. Now it's on top of the monitor. Oh shit! This is very dangerous right now because it's behind a lot of wires and please don't end the stream. Don't step on the keyboard. Don't step on the keyboard. Step it on the keyboard. Don't end the stream. Don't end the stream. It's a whole asylum. Yeah. Oh yeah. So here's the cat again. If you guys want to see it, the cat's gonna go away right now. Now it's just looking. Hello, hi. The whole light. The whole light. Are you headed out now? Yeah. Oh, you are? Oh, okay. Hold on a sec. I give my brother a hug. Goodbye. Hold on one second. You're gonna drop off the cat and come back? Oh, you staying over?
No, I'm not staying over. I have to go pick somebody up and then I'm coming back home. So I'm gonna be here.
Oh, so wait. So wouldn't it make more sense just to?
I have to get my clothes.
Okay, no, but wouldn't it make more sense to chill here, then go pick the person up, and then head back to the crib? Because you're gonna be wasting gas going all the way back and forth.
Because I'm gonna start my laundry now.
Oh, okay.
I just want the cat home now.
Oh, you just want it now? Okay. Well, the cat is now near the PS5. He's literally behind there. It's like, no, no, no. All right, I'll see you in a bit, bro. Go, Nugget. Go, Nugget. There you go. There he goes. Oh, man. Man, Bond, shut up. But anyway, yeah, I mean, I'm excited for Xenoblade. If it's a good RPG, I'm down. But one thing that really bothers me is it's gonna be a Switch exclusive, bro. And that's what kills me, because Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition both suffered from frame rate issues and low resolutions. And I'm gonna be real, in 2021, I can't speak for y'all, but I do not want to play a game that runs at 392p. Like, I can't do that. I can't fucking do that. I'm sorry. So that's what's really holding me back from getting excited about it, because it's going to be on a system that just the tech is not there. The optimization is not good. Bye-bye, kitty. Yeah. A Flame is like, oh, I'm loving this. I came for the cat content, and I got more cat content. Flame's like, this is the best stream of the year. Die alone. Put my mask on here. Wait, Bond, aren't you at a pool? Wait, hold up, Bond. Time out. Aren't you at a pool party right now, bro? Shouldn't you be knee deep in some bitches? Like, what is going on here? What is going on here, Bond? That must not be the most exciting pool party. Neo just finished inking my drawing. I sent it to you via Instagram DM. Hope you enjoy. I got you right now, Aaron. Let's see what it is, bruh. Let's see what it is. And then after this stream, I will get it so I can actually show Instagram. Look at this shit. Not shit as in it's bad, but just look at this shit. Look what the homie Aaron did, you guys. Holy shit. That's fucking fire, bro. That's fucking fire. And for once, my camera is fucking... Dude, my man's went from this to that. Yo, the homie Aaron, though. Look at it, man. That's some quality shit, bro. This man Aaron the God. That's what's up, bro. Yeah, that shit looks great. Neo, Christian channel. This is a Christian channel, Asbel. What are you talking about? I wasn't talking about me. I was talking about Bond. Yeah, that was fire, man. That was good. All right. And then the homie Tyreek Jackson came in with the not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but the $5 super chat. How do you feel about the Naruto Storm series introducing substitution system after Storm 2? I liked it. Honestly, I'm one of those people. I don't know how it is for a lot of the competitive crowd of the Storm series, but Storm 4 is hella fun to play. It's great. And I know a lot of people probably think like the substitution system is cheap because everyone can spam it and blah, blah, blah. I don't mind that at all. Like, I feel like if you have to like abuse the fuck out of substitutions instead of using it when it's applicable, like, you're not that great, because eventually all the substitutions are going to run out. So that's why I really like Storm 4, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you have substitutions on or off or whatever, if it's included in the game, if it's not. It comes down to what you can do as a fighter. And as I'm sure if you go online, there's a lot of people out there who spam the shit out of them, but they don't end up winning. So I'm indifferent to it. I know there's probably more people who play it competitively and they're just like, nah, fuck that shit. But for me, it's like, we'll see. Okay. Picked up Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart for $40 coming in on Monday. Can't wait. Oh, you got a great deal on that shit, Justin. You got a great fucking deal. $40? Dude, I'm just sitting here thinking to myself like, damn, I paid $70. It's only been 2 months and it's already $40. Damn. But you know, it's just like it is when you buy a game at $60, man. But I'm gonna be real, bro. Unless the games are on like the level of a Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart or like a Demon's Souls or something like that, I'm about to be holding my wallet for some of these $70 games. They was trying to launch Godfall at $70. I'm like, you thought. Let's see. Neo, are you gonna watch Evo? I'll tune in for Evo. I mean, I'll most likely be working around that time, but I'll tune in for some stuff. Let's see. Any chance we can get some more gaming live streams? We really miss some. I know, Julian Harris. I got one coming next week. It's just been so hard because every time I try to stream, there's something that always happens in the middle of the week. But I really got to sit down and finish that Final Fantasy DLC and then go through some other stuff. But I got you, Julian Harris. I got you, bro. What's your favorite JoJo part? Well, right now, from what I've watched, I really enjoyed part 5. I really enjoyed part 5 a lot. Now, I need to go back and read all of the manga because I haven't read the manga for 4 and 5. I've read 1, 2, 3, watched the animes from 1 through 5, and I've read a bit of Stone Ocean. It was like a year back when there were like rumors of, it's probably going to get announced in anime soon. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'll read a little bit of it in the beginning. I read some of it. I was like, it's kind of good. What the fuck? Awesome. But I stopped after that because I'm like, okay, I'll just wait for it to get animated. But yeah, like I really liked part 5 a lot. Any chance we can get some more hoes? That's a good question, man. I'd say take that up with the Pony Commissioner, Jack Move Johnny, because he knows where all the hoes is at, man. He knows all the hoes. Bond, where the hoes at, man? You at this pool party on your phone, so evidently they ain't no hoes there, bro. What's going on? Chat, you think Bond is really at this pool party? Hit the verdict. Had an entire week without soft drinks and haven't missed it. How did you feel when you started dieting? Was it easier or was it a struggle? Honestly, it was pretty easy for the most part, Maddie, because I didn't really eat too unhealthy before I started working out. I just cleaned it up. So for the most part, I was eating decently clean. I'd say like 65% clean. And when I started working out, I just bumped that 65 up to like 85, 90%. Now I'm a little bit more liberal considering, I've put in all the time throughout the years that I can afford to, enjoy myself, go out, have a burger, have a few drinks. But then there's some weeks where I'm just like, I don't feel like it. Like this week, for example, I ate out like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah. And that was just because of the nature of I was hanging out with family and we all wanted to go out because we hadn't seen each other. And I'm like, I'm not going to say, no, I can't do it, guys. But yeah, honestly, life becomes about balance once you've accomplished some goals. So if you've put in all of the work, you can afford to take that cheat meal and have that drink. But if you're just starting out, I always advise people to be as disciplined as you can, and learn how to make really good food, because once you're able to do that, the temptations and the cravings will start to go away. What happens is a lot of people don't know how to cook, and they cook the most bland food in the world. I'm talking like skinless, boneless chicken breast with no type of seasoning. And they're just like, fuck this shit. I'm going to have some fried chicken. I'm going to have a burger. I'm going to have some pizza. And that's what happens. People end up falling off the wagon. But if you stay committed to something and you see a lot of progress, you can afford to take a cheat meal every now and then. They're running late. I'm still at my crib. Oh, man, Bond. They're running late, bro. And for once, the black person is on time, man. We coming up. Have you been watching My Hero Academia Season 5? No, I haven't, Reed. I haven't. I'm so behind on My Hero Academia, dude. I need to just sit down and marathon everything. I don't know, like, it's good. I enjoyed My Hero Academia, like the first 3 seasons and change that I watched. But, man, I don't know. Like, these days, I'm just into, like, shorter anime. Like, 12-episode series, 24-episode series. Something that like the story has beginning, middle, end, wraps itself up. And I'm just straying away from a lot of shonen mainstream stuff. I mean, I've always been straying away, like if we're talking the past 10 years, but I don't know, like for me, Attack on Titan is incredible, because while that is a longer running show at like 70 something episodes now, everything in that story just flows so well and it's great. And I'm just gonna be real, Deku as a character, like I you get what I'm saying? It's like everything else is carrying that show, but Deku as a character, I'm like, okay, like okay, so it's just the ensemble, which is what is selling me. Let's see. $4.99 from John McKinney. Damn shame Benedict Cumberbatch played Doctor Strange. I always felt he would have been a perfect Doctor Doom. Oh, he would have been. He would have been great, man. But honestly, I'm still hoping out for... Honestly, the biggest disservice, John, is the fact that Mads Mikkelsen played a throwaway villain in Doctor Strange. How do you cast Mads Mikkelsen and you waste him on Caecilius? The fuck? Like, Mads Mikkelsen should have been Doctor Doom, but obviously, you know, they didn't have the rights back then. But yeah, if they could just like recast him in the MCU and be like, okay, he's Doctor Doom, do it. Just fucking do it. That would have been awesome, man. Have you seen Shaman King on Netflix? No, I haven't, Corey. That's actually on my list of things to do this weekend. I might start it tonight, actually. Might make myself some dinner, smoke a bit, watch some Shaman King. Because one thing I noticed is that they brought back some of the 4Kids cast, too. That was really interesting. I was like, damn, okay. But how is it? Like, Corey, have you seen it, bro? Because one of the things I was kind of worried about is the pacing of the show. Because they said it's only going to be like, what, 52 episodes? How is the pacing of it? Like, is it good? Or is it like, oh my God, like whiplash? You know, that was my fear. That's a fact, Bond. That's a fact. Attack on Titan was great, and even with the less than great ending, in my opinion, I still love it. I haven't seen the ending yet, Asbel, but I've heard a lot of people don't like it, so I'm just gonna wait for it to get animated, and I'll see what it's all about. Kind of worried about the upcoming arc for My Hero, because that arc was originally placed after the joint training, and the season's almost over. Oh. Uh-oh. That might, you know, I heard someone speaking about that inadvertent, like they weren't speaking about it directly like My Hero Academia, but he's a big My Hero Academia stan. He said something about that. He said something about the way they're going to do. Somebody was, okay, the same person was telling me something like he really likes the manga, but he doesn't like how the anime has been in the past like year or so. Like I said, I don't fucking know, but this is what he was saying. So I don't know if the anime has been doing like weird things with the pacing or what, but he was saying something like, yo, I can't even watch the anime anymore. And I'm like, why? What did they do? Was it filler? Like, what happened? I'll say this, by episode 2, Yo meets and fights Ren already. How the fuck? What? How is he? How did? Okay, they must have done something like did they like condense something in the intro? Did they do one of those intros that's actually like the first couple chapters type shit? Like, uh-oh. They didn't bring back Yo and Ren Tao's OG voice actors for kids. They voiced by females now, but it's still good. Yeah, that's more in line with the Japanese version. Because in Japan they were voiced by women too. And I think that works. You know what I'm saying? Like whether they could have gotten them back or not, I mean, it is what it is. On a scale of 1 to Death Note, how bad do you think the Avatar Last Airbender Netflix show will be? Well, the creators aren't attached to it anymore. They've left the project, so that doesn't give me the highest vote of confidence. But at the same time, I just really don't care enough to talk about like the minutia of the show, because I already know most of Netflix's adaptations, if they're live action, are not great. The animated stuff is a different story because they're just footing the bill for the creatives, like what we've seen with Castlevania, which has been fantastic. Live action, though, it has me worried, not because the creators left, just because Netflix is doing it, and most of the time these adaptations don't work. I mean, yeah, they have an all-Asian cast. Woo! That's awesome, but if that script is terrible and if they do things that fundamentally change the character, I don't know, like in the animation, Katara and Aang, like Aang was young, but he didn't look that much younger than Katara, because they weren't. I think Aang was like, what, 12? Katara was 14? In this series, the chick who's playing Katara looks like she's 16. Like, I don't know. It looks strange. But we'll see. I'll let them put out a trailer, and I'll watch the first episode, see how it is. But if it's like very, like there was like that leak thing that came out, like I said, with leaks, you got to take them with a grain of salt. There was something that came out along the lines of Aang, like they were just trying to make it really edgy and age up the characters. And I said, I don't know how much of that was real, which is why I'm saying it was a rumor. But I would not be surprised when it comes to Netflix, because like look at just the shit that they do to cartoon shows. Like the fucking Powerpuff Girls show on CW was gonna be hella edgy. Titans is hella edgy. I don't know. They just think that, okay, the way we can make this show grow with our audience is to throw swear words and have gratuitous sex and nudity. And it's like, dude, what the fuck? It's going to be strange. We'll see. Maybe they're pulling an FMA Brotherhood. I'm not sure yet. Oh, okay, Corey. We'll see, though. We'll see, man. Because if they try to speed and rush that shit, it's like Shaman King's not a long manga. But at the same time, just because it's not a long manga doesn't mean that you can condense it into this short amount of time. You know what I'm saying? Neo, what's your opinion on magical girl anime? I've been addicted to anything magic anime after watching Madoka. I'm gonna be honest, Psych. I'm not the biggest fan of magic anime type shows. My sister is a big fan from like an old school anime fan perspective, and she likes it when they're done really well. But for me, if you have like little girls doing stuff with magic or powers, I'll be real, I can't get into that shit. It's just like, no. But at the same time, I don't really care for the shonens that are just all about gratuitous fight scenes and violence. You know what I'm saying? There's just some things I just don't gel with. And I can't get into those type of shows. Like if it's a show that has got like a little like cutesy little girls as the protagonist, and it's just like them do. I don't know, man. Like for me, the extent that I'll go is something like Azumanga Daioh, because that show is fucking hilarious. It's just girls in high school living the life of girls in high school, but they're not like stereotypical anime girls. You know what I'm saying? Like they've got 3 dimensions to them, and they're different types of characters. So yeah, I'm not really a big fan of those type of shows. You know, like the magical girl type. Let's see. We'll answer a few more questions and then we'll wrap it up, because your boy's been talking constantly. My God. Let's see. Hang is 1,000 years old. What do you mean 12? Take it easy, Julian Harris. Have a good one. Oh, he's about to watch The Incredibles? Bro, classic fucking movie right there. Enjoy it, bro. Have you finished watching The Bad Batch? Not gonna lie, I was a bit underwhelmed by part 2 of the finale. No, I'm like 3-4 episodes behind on Bad Batch read, so I do need to sit down and watch all of them. But I have heard the same thing. A lot of people said that the season was great, but the finale wasn't season finale worthy. So yeah, I've heard that complaint a few times. Are you gonna do a podcast about 2021 movies? Probably at the end of the year. I'll talk about the ones that I have seen, the ones I really enjoyed, because there really hasn't been a lot of movies. I mean, there have been movies that have come out, but not a lot that I've been really interested in, because a lot of them have gotten delayed. And a lot of the movies that I want to see from like the auteur directors have yet to release. They're still coming out at the end of the year. So there's that. She's truly going to give Aang the little brother, aka friend zone treatment on 4K. Oh no! Dude, if they try to make Zutara a thing like Zuko and Katara, oh god, please no. I still need to watch the new Fruits Basket adaptation. Dude, that Fruits Basket adaptation, in my opinion, is the best anime reboot I have ever seen. Because, first things first, they rebooted this anime, and they were like, listen, we know a lot of y'all who are watching this probably saw the original series. We don't care. We're going to retell the entirety of the manga, which is something I think FMA Brotherhood should have done. And the more time passes, even though I love Brotherhood, I hate how they skipped over a lot of the beginning. Fullmetal Alchemist 2019, Fruits Basket 2019 tells the entirety of the manga, and it goes from there. And then you get into the new content, and it's just so fucking good, man. I haven't finished the show yet. I only have season 3 left, but man, I'm just dreading the day when I finally hit that final episode, because it's literally the end of the era. And one thing I love about it is that they were like, okay, we're gonna tell this story, and we're not gonna try to milk this shit. We're not gonna try to like stretch it out into a couple seasons because it's popular. We're gonna tell this story in X amount of episodes, and that's it. And that's what they did. It came out in 2019, and here we are in 2021. It's done, and that's awesome, man. That's what more anime need to do. More anime need to just tell the story and then wrap it up. Like, I understand for marketing and publicity, but come on, sometimes you just need to end a story. Like, fuck filler, man. What is your chest day like? So it depends on what program I am running. So the one thing that I always stress to people is that don't try to do too much just because you see it on YouTube. Everyone's like, oh, put this in your chest workout and do this. Everything should be incorporated with a particular reason, because there's a rhyme and reason to these things. So whatever your goal is, focus on that. So for me right now, I'm really trying to grow my chest. So I'm doing a lot of pressing movements and I'm doing a lot of flies because, you want to hit it from different angles. So today, for example, was my volume day for upper body. So, I started off doing chest flies just to get the body warm. And then from there, I go into doing floor presses. I really like floor presses because they're great to build the chest and also great to build the triceps, which is something I'm also trying to build. So I'll do like cable flies, floor presses. Of course, I'll do a lot of push-ups. And then from there, depending on like how far I am in my program and what it calls for, I might do something along the lines of a barbell bench press, or I might do a dumbbell press, or I might do something specific to target different portions of the chest. But honestly, sometimes less is more. And a lot of people they're like, okay, I have like all these different chest movements that like do this parts of the chest and do that. Like if you build the foundations and the basics and you progressively overload with that, like if you build a strong barbell bench or you build strong dumbbell presses, you're going to have a nice chest. And then from there, you can get things like flies and then, like close grip with a dumbbell or with a plate, and you could just do presses like that. But you want to build the base first because that's more like icing on the cake. You know what I'm saying? Like the heavier movements are what's going to build the base. And then from there, you could sprinkle all the other stuff on there. But yeah, like for me, it's just like some type of a pressing movement, cable flies, and then push-ups. So that's basically what it is. And that's helped me build my chest. It's actually very easy to build a chest by comparison to like your back, which is there's so many different movements you got to do. Rows, pull downs, fucking everything, man. Zatch Bell needs a reboot. Absolutely. Zatch Bell and Soul Eater. 2 shows right there. Hitman Reborn, yeah, add that to the list. All right. Some of these comments are killing me. We got cats. Hit the like button. All right. Do you like the Hunter x Hunter manga? When it's actually in production, yeah, I do like the Hunter x Hunter manga. But I don't know, man. The thing about Hunter x Hunter is like the more time passes, I don't know. I don't like Hunter x Hunter as much as I like Yu Yu Hakusho. Like Hunter x Hunter is great, but like when I'm looking back on Hunter x Hunter, I'm just looking at it as, okay, I enjoyed the show, but the extent of Hakusho and what Hakusho did in the same amount of time, I'm just like, You get what I'm saying? Would you say that the Xbox Series S is worth buying? I actually did a whole video on that if you want to get my full thoughts, Blind Guy Plays. But honestly, I would say that the Series S is a good next generation console to buy. If you have the option to get a PS5 or a Series X, then get those instead, because long term that'll be much more beneficial to you. But if you only have $300 or if you can only find a Series S, I recommend it. It's a neat little machine. And you get a lot of value with it if you have like multiple people in your household who game on consoles, or if you have multiple consoles in your household to take advantage of like the Xbox ecosystem. But yeah, I think that'll do it for tonight, you guys. We're going on 2 hours here. If you guys got any last minute rapid fire questions, go ahead and answer them, or go ahead and ask them. So if Persona 6 ends up being another high school setting, the characters might be born in the mid to late 2000s. I was 10, and then I'll feel hella old. Yo, that's a fact, bro. Like, the thing nowadays is if you start getting stories of kids who are set in like, what most of the stories are set when they're in like, what, 10th grade? 10th grade, 11th grade. If by the time this game comes out, let's say 2025, oh my God, those kids will have been born in like 2010. Oh my god. Oh my god, dude. Holy shit. Damn, bro. Had an entire week without soft drinks and I haven't missed it. How did you feel when you started dieting? I think I answered this one before, Maddie, but if you weren't here, I'll just answer it again. It was really easy for me to get into dieting because I was just so driven and motivated. And I was also already starting to make healthier choices before I even started to work out. So it wasn't really too hard at all, man, because I learned how to cook. I made good meals. And everything else was like, okay, you have a goal you want to achieve. So you do have to cut out the sodas and cut out this. But I was never drinking sodas to that extent. So I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, the best thing I always tell people is go slow and steady if you can't go cold turkey. So instead of drinking multiple sodas, drink one soda a week. And then find healthier alternatives like Zevia. Zevia is a great alternative to soda. It's basically carbonated soda, but flavored with stevia. It's awesome. But that's not available everywhere, so it's kind of hard for people to get it. But yeah, just make better choices, better alternatives. Carbonated water in general, like seltzer water, I love it. I have seltzer water. I drink it with lime and lemon, and it's pretty good. What are your thoughts on the GTA remake / remasters? So it's interesting. Now they're talking about doing these little remaster remake thingamabobbers in the Unreal Engine, which is very strange, going from that old engine to Unreal. Like, you don't see them do remasters in new engines, completely different engines. So it's very strange. I don't know how that's going to work out. And they said something along the lines of they're mixing old and new. What the fuck does that mean? That's so weird. Like, it's not something you hear, So I don't know, man. I mean, I'm excited for it because I do love the old school GTA games. But I'll just have to see how this turns out, man. $5 super chat coming in from Daniel Pack. Yeah, like the stream, everyone. That's a fact. Appreciate you, Daniel Pack. All right. My question for the night is, how many more console generations until the consoles can also do mouth stuff? Oh, God, Dimwit Monkey. Jesus, bro. This is a Christian YouTube channel. Asbel. You let him say this. But I'm gonna be honest. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Like, when we can start talking back to our consoles and all this shit. I mean, already you can sync your Xbox with your smart home, so you can tell your smart device to be like, Xbox on, and it turns on. It's fucking crazy. But I wouldn't be surprised. We'll see what happens, bro. Because got some freaks in the chat. Dimwit for shame. But I'd say probably like 3 generations. Give it 3 generations to be normalized. That's like what? 7, 14. It's like 20 something years. Yeah. Alrighty. Okay, you guys. So we're going to wrap up tonight's stream. Woof, man. I see, every time I take a break from doing the streams, it's always a struggle the first stream back. Because remember how last year we do like 4-hour Ask the Neos, and now here we are getting winded at 2. Like, what the fuck is wrong? But as always, you guys, Neo, what the fuck kind of smart devices do you have? No, I'm talking about Dimwit Monkey here. Hey, that ain't me, Daniel Pack. Hey, what's going on here? The god of degeneracy, Dimwit Monkey. But as always, you guys, thank you so much for coming out to the stream, showing love, showing support. Thank you guys so much to all the super chats, whether y'all was here for 5 minutes or whether y'all was here for the whole 2 hours. And just because Dan K-Bed came in last minute, I am going to answer his question because I am not that type of person to say no. Came in late, but I want to ask, have you ever thought of doing TikToks? I've been thinking about doing TikToks. I'm not going to lie. Every now and then I do get kind of creative. But at the same time, I'm like not really on my phone that much creating content. You get what I'm saying? Like, the extent that I'll go to create content on my phone is like thinking of witty Twitter jokes. But as far as TikToks, not so much. But never say never. That's all I can say. So you won't say no to drugs? Of course I won't say no. It depends. It depends on the drugs. But yeah, before we go, you guys, and yes, I've heard amazing things about Splitgate Spades. I've heard good things. Before we go, it has come a custom that with every single Ask Neo stream, we do something called a hydration check. Because there's a lot of y'all in here for one reason or another who doesn't get their daily intake of water. So for 15 seconds at the end of the Ask Neo streams, we do ourselves all a favor and chug some glorious H2O, because H2O is critical and crucial for us to function. It's good for your hair. It's good for your skin. It's good for your nails. It's good for your insides. They will thank you. They will thank you. So grab your favorite H2O beverage of choice, not alcoholic beverage of choice, not vodka. Y'all know who I'm talking about in the chat. Get your H2O because we are about to chug on the count of 3. 3, 2, 1. Hydration. I just paused. I filled up my entire mouth with this water. And that's all the water I have. Dang it. Not the most exuberant hydration check, but it was a hydration check. Nevertheless, I feel so much more powerful now. All I've got next to me is an iced latte. Is that good enough? Oh, golly, Daniel Pack. You're about to be running at like 100 miles per hour if you do that. My tummy hurts now. And we know this man just chugged something that he shouldn't have if his stomach is hurting. Y'all are a freaking trip, I swear. But yeah, you guys, thank you so much for coming through this stream. Thank you so much for all the super chats. And just thank you guys so much for being you. I mean, like, there's no other group of people that I would rather kick it with for these Ask Neo streams than all of y'all here. So you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy your Saturday night. Enjoy your Sunday morning. And until next time, you guys, just have a great week. Whatever it is y'all doing, taking care of your kids, playing video games, studying for an SAT. Just have fun, you guys, and just continue to be the amazing, incredible individuals that you already are. And for me to for now, my name is NGS signing out. Like always, I catch you guys later. Peace out, y'all. Have a good one.